There is one issue which keeps on coming up between you and the European Union, obviously of some interest to me, and again, Juncker mentioned it again. Journalists, you have more in prison than anywhere else, and your defense of that has always been to say they are guilty of treason or crimes. But I wondered, when you wander around America, you must see a lot of magazine covers which are rude and unpleasant about Trump. You must see a lot of high criticism. Do you really still stand by the idea that all the journalists you have put in prison are there because they have been committing crimes other than criticizing you?
Şimdi burada yanlış bir iletişiminiz var. Önce onu düzeltelim.
Your communication here is wrong. Let me correct that first. Most of those you say are in prison aren't journalists. Most of them are terrorists. Most of them have had their names involved in many bombing incidents. Some of them have been involved in robbery. There are even some who've been caught robbing ATMs. There are many of those. So saying I'm a journalist doesn't make you a journalist. Most of them are like that. But unfortunately, when they say I'm a journalist, those on the outside count them as journalists. Right now there are courts everywhere. We also have our courts.
Şu anda her yerde yargı makamı var. Bizde de yargı makamı var. Yargı makamı.
The judiciary is making its decisions on them. And if there are those who should get out, they'll get out. But if there are many of them who've done spying, they're also going to pay for it. That's what's going on in Turkey. Now, if you're going to try to compare this to America, that's very different. Now you say that those who insult Mr. Trump aren't in prison. Do you know how many have insulted Tayyip Erdogan? I wonder if you know how many have made all kinds of insults against me, my whole family. I can't even keep count. But I've always been patient. And this isn't something that stems from my person, my character. They've gotten mixed up in terror, and they're in the PKK terrorist organization. They're supporters, and some of them are members of the FETÖ terrorist organization. They're in it, they're supporters, and the judiciary has made this decision on them. So the judiciary is independent, and we can't interfere with the judiciary. Such a thing isn't possible.
Yandaşlarıdır, içindedir. Ve yargı da bunlarla ilgili bu kararını vermiştir. Dolayısıyla yargı bağımsızdır. Yargıya müdahale edemeyiz. Böyle bir şey söz konusu değil. Şu anda bakın ben size bir şey söyleyeceğim.
Look, now I'm going to tell you something. I'm here on May 16. When I came here on May 16 with my guards at my side, and I'm going to the White House, and there are PKK demonstrators. You call them activists. They're doing all kinds of demonstrations. And we didn't see the police intervening against them. Later, we went to the ambassador's residence. And as we're going to the ambassador's residence, we see them doing the same kind of demonstration again, very close up. And unfortunately, the police again didn't intervene against them. Of course, this time they're very close.
Onlara ne yazık ki yine müdahale etmediğini gördüm. Tabii bu defa yakın mesafedeler. Benim kendi korumalarım beni korumakla,
my own guards, those assigned to protect me, like it or not, they had to intervene in this situation. They even hit some Turkish patriotic sons with megaphones and left them covered in blood.
Ve başı gözü kan revan içinde kaldı. Bakın çok ilginç. Onlardan kimseyi almadılar içeri.
Look, it's very interesting. None of them were arrested. They opened an investigation into my guards instead. It's very interesting. 4 of them weren't even at the scene, and 2 of them have never been even to America. Now they're opening an investigation against them. Where are you, American judiciary?
Soruşturma açıyorlar. Neredesin sen Amerikan yargısı? Sayın Trump'la bunu tabii.
Of course I discussed this with Mr. Trump. He said he was following it. And it's a completely political approach because we know the identity of the prosecutors who made this decision very well. And because we know the identity very well, of course I told Mr. President what a wrong decision this is. They said they'd follow it. They told us that it didn't come from the federal government but from the state. I hope this wrong will be righted.
Takipçisi konumunda olduğunu, federal devletten kaynaklanmadığını, eyaletten kaynaklanan bir durum olduğunu bana söylediler. Temenni ederim ki bu yanlış düzelir.